Good morning. Who's awake with me this morning? Anybody? Anybody there? No, not yet. I'm waiting for somebody to join me. See, I'm going to be doing a little bit of sewing this morning. Not a whole lot, just a little. But I thought you might like to come in and see my sewing room. Good morning. Hey, Barbara. I'm going to do a little sewing this morning, so I thought I could bring you into my sewing room and show you what I've got going on, since not everybody is always here to see, since not everybody has always been to my sewing room. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of a sneak peek. Does that sound good this morning? First off, don't judge me, okay? Because it's going to be really messy. But I'll turn this around and show you what I've got going on. I have to get a little bit of sewing done because I got to get a sample made. So I turned around. This is the hallway of shame that leads into my hallway to sewing. And here is Brenda. Good morning. So here is my sewing room. That is my design curtain. I need to fix it. I put that up about 6 years ago and I really need to turn around. I can't reach it anymore for all the stuff that's piled right here. Like I said, don't judge me. So I can't reach it too well. But this is where I sit and sew. These are, see, I told you, I'm not a very tidy person, especially not at home. I've got some stuff on the walls, mostly stash, not even really stash. Those are some quilts that are done over here. I have a darling sofa that if it's not holding everything constantly piled on top of it, it would actually be cute. I keep thinking I'm going to take this to the store one day because I think it would be really cute. And then, does everybody always inherit the family junk in their sewing room? Or is it just me that inherits everything in the sewing room? So this is another big wall where I had a quilt hanging up here, but I gave it to a very, very dear friend. Hey, good morning, Candy. So I gave it to a really good friend, so now that wall is sitting vacant. I need to hang something else up there or use it as a design wall. So I thought I would show off a little bit. So I think one of the questions I get asked all the time is, where's my stash? And I have a little bit of stash in here, as you can see in this basket. And they're mostly things, they are purposed. I know what I'm going to use them for. See, like here's some OU fabric. This has some metallic fabric from Urban Spools. I really liked it. So yeah, we shop at other quilt stores. And then I was doing something with black and white at one point. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I have that. These are projects. That's not really stash. The rest is family junk, just junk. But you want to know where my stash is? Here's my bucket of stash. And really, it's just leftover bits and pieces of stuff. I don't really have a stash. I know it would seem weird to you, to the quilters out there in America, that a quilt store owner doesn't have a stash. But I don't have a stash. I know. I don't know why. I think because anytime I started working on something, I always had to finish it. And my husband was always like, don't you be leaving all this fabric laying around. Blah, 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 blah. And so that's how he talks. Rah, 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 rah. So I never kept a stash of anything. As I finished it, I put it away. So let me get, hey, Sheila. And Sally, what kind of long arm do you have? Hey, Leanne. Your store's your stash. Yeah, Sally, could be, but you know what? I don't even bring very much home from that either. So the long arm, who asked me? Sally. So I just got a Simply 16, a Handy Quilter Simply 16, and I have my little, and I don't know what I'm doing so far. No, I do. It is just a small one, so it's only got a 16-inch throat from here to here, and then it's a little foot frame. So, hey Sue Kennan. So, it doesn't have the crank to wheel this on or over here. So it's a small frame because obviously I don't have a lot of room to work with in here, and I don't really need a big one. I like to do free motion stuff, so it is kind of small, but it is a Handy Quilter Simply 16, and no, it doesn't have the computer on it. This is just the little monitor that tells you what to, let me see if I can turn this on. This is just the little thing that tells you like how fast you're going and all of that. Think of it as your dashboard on your car. That's what it is, really. But this is what I'm working on. I finished quilting Nick on the long arm. I finished quilting him yesterday, but you know what? I was being really cheap and I didn't want to bring home more fabric, so I didn't leave myself enough overhang on the side. You need about 6 inches so that when you are on the track right here, see, I can't quilt past this area. As you can see, the needle stops right there. That's why you always have to leave an overhang for you, because you can't get past a certain spot. And so see right there where it says, that's my marker, so I know how far I can go. And so I didn't leave enough hang right there. So now I have to go in and finish quilting him. I don't know if you can see it. See the lines right here? That's as far as I could go when I was quilting him. So I still need to add some more right here. And I need to do it, hey Brickle. And so I need to do it over here as well. Put some more. And then I'll be done quilting him. This is Nick. This is one of the Laura Heine patterns. You know, it doesn't look like I did his face all the way. I did. I think it's just the way it's laying. See, it has the crosshatch lines right there. Can you see? And so I need to get him done so I can get him hanging up on the wall at the store, because he is very cute. Francis, how are you? So I'm going to sit down and start sewing in a minute. This is where I sit down and watch TV when I am in here sewing. And here's my sewing table. Okay. Kind of fun, right? But look at this mess I have. I know, I got to clean up in here. I look out over the backyard. That's my little wall art up there. And my little chandelier that needs dusting. Not really little, but yeah, anyhow. And this is my cutting table right here. You know what? If you ever need a really good cutting table, here's all you have to do. Go over to Lowe's or Home Depot, and they sell these cabinets as individual size pre-made cabinets for the kitchen. These are kitchen cabinets or bathroom cabinets. Buy 2 of them. 1, 2, squeeze them together, and then buy a countertop from IKEA, a desktop, and you put it on right on top of the kitchen cabinets. As you can see, I don't even have them screwed together or anything. So you just squeeze them together and put the countertop on. I put it on with Velcro so that I can lean against it, but I mean, look how it's really sturdy. So I put it on with Velcro and it keeps the countertop. And you know what? This whole setup right here, like $250. And the reason that I really loved it so much is it's the perfect height from the ground to about my waist, because it's a kitchen counter height. So it's like the island, which is something I was always cutting at the kitchen island. So this was a perfect solution for me, and it's cheap. It's cheaper than a regular cutting table. So here's some other stuff I have on my walls. Yeah, the stash of shame. Here's my books over here. Some books, not everything, but there's some right there. And here's my sewing machine. I have my Bernina. I keep my little stash of stuff right here. This is my table I gotta clean up. Isn't this pretty? Okay, let me tell you a story about this right here. And then I'll let y'all go. So, Mindy, my room is clean. You're so funny. It's a disaster in real life. So, you see this beautiful embroidery work? Look how pretty that is. So, my husband, he was married one time before. Oh, well. And for a very short time to a lady I didn't even know. They got married right out of college. And his aunt, who was 80 years old at the time, embroidered them these pillowcases. And she did about 6 of them and some other few things. And then I met him years later after he'd gotten divorced. And I met him years later, and, you know, we were cleaning stuff, doing laundry, whatever. And I came across his pillowcases, and I was just like, oh my gosh, those are beautiful. And he said, well, you can go ahead and throw them away because they were a wedding present to me and my first wife by my aunt, and I don't think you want to keep them. And I was like, what do you mean throw them away? He goes, well, they were a wedding present to me and my first wife. I said, no, you don't throw away something like this. This is beautiful handwork. You keep this kind of stuff. I don't care who it was made for. This is beautiful handwork. Look at those little tiny French knots and stuff. And I think he was really surprised that I agreed to keep, not that I agreed, that I insisted we keep them, because it's just beautiful. Look at that. So we've been married now 30 years, 32 years, I don't know, something in the 30s. And I finally decided, because I've been using these on our bed because I think they're beautiful. And so I finally decided this one is probably getting a little too old to use anymore. And so I'm going to, oh, sorry, I lost you for a second. So I'm going to cut it up and keep it. It's trying to reconnect. Am I connecting again? I'm sorry, I know it's cutting in and out. So I'm going to cut it. Let me put it over here. Sometimes if I face this way, it's better. So I'm going to cut it up, do something with it, maybe incorporate it into a quilt or something. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. But it is so pretty. I hate to give it away. I hate to throw it away. That's, oh my gosh, that's awful. I never got to meet this aunt. She died before I met her and before I came into the family, but I know her name was Aunt Laverne. And it's just beautiful, beautiful work. So you don't see this anymore. And yeah, it's a family heirloom. And I don't really care who it was made for. I think it's just gorgeous, and I have to keep it. And then I love handwork. I'm not any good at handwork. But this is another thing. One of my friends named Deborah, I'm sorry. She made this for me. And it's a towel, a kitchen towel. But it's so pretty, and I just keep it hanging in my room right here with some of these other books because it is so pretty and it makes me happy. And I think it's so much fun that somebody sat down and made it for me. I'm always just like, wow, because you know how much time goes into it. Okay, folks, time for me to quit playing. It's time for me to start sewing, and check back with me later. Maybe I'll show you what I've done. Thanks. Y'all have a good morning. See you later. Bye.